Hi everyone, my name is Adrian, and a couple weeks ago I did a video giving my testimony about domestic abuse years ago when I was much younger. Today I wanted to come back and do part 2 of that video. I wanted to actually go a little bit deeper as far as the outcome, because a lot of times people, they are in this situation and they don't feel like that they can get out. And I'm here to tell you, and a living witness, that you can actually get out of a situation like that. You know, when I was in the situation, it seemed like it was an eternity. It seemed like it was just so long and so drawn out, and like I just was never gonna get free. But around the age of 21, because I met him at 18, around the age of 21, it was just something different had started to happen to me. You know, I remember my mom telling me how she prayed and prayed and prayed, and how she would stay up all night, and she would go in my bedroom because I would leave and I wouldn't be home. And she talked about how she used to go in my bedroom and she would be up all night long until she didn't realize it would be the next morning when she actually came out of my bedroom and it was time for her to go to work. That's how much she labored and prayed for me. Around the age of 21, I can remember a couple incidents happening, and I had moved out actually into another apartment by myself. And I remember the guy coming over and, you know, trying to rekindle things, different things like that, because I had started to change. I had started to see things a little bit differently. And I know it was because of prayer. I know it was because my mom had been praying for me and laboring for me. So I had started to see things completely different in my life, and I wanted to do something different and be somebody different, to be somebody that that I hadn't been being over the course of so many years of the abuse. And I remember him coming over and just trying to talk to me and trying to rekindle things, and I just couldn't see it. But me being me, I felt bad, as almost to a thing. I felt bad for him. So I did start talking to him a little bit more than I should have, but it didn't go. I wouldn't allow it to go but so far. And I remember him coming by one day, and it was different for me. And I remember him trying to touch my hand or hold my hand. He's like, "Why are you pulling away from me?" That type of thing. And I just couldn't feel the same way that I had felt for him before. It was just something about him that just didn't look right. It just didn't look the same. I didn't feel the same. It was even weird for me. So I know that God, through much prayer, that my mom labored on my behalf, I know it was because of prayer. I know it was that God was changing things in me. And it wasn't too long after that I completely gave my heart to Christ. The beautiful part about it is that years after, even after I gave my heart to Christ, God sent me my husband. Well, he allowed him to find me, because the Bible says when man findeth the wife, he findeth the good thing. So during the course of years, I was alone, you know, and I came back because my mom's husband had passed away, and I came and started living with her again. And I remember just, you know, trying to be faithful with church. I was there on Wednesday night Bible study. I was there on Sunday mornings. Whatever was going on, I was a part of it. And I found myself just wanting to labor more and more for the things of God. You know, my prayer life, I was trying to be dedicated in my prayer life, trying to seek God and seek what he wanted me to do with my life. And this went on for several years, that I was alone, and I actually stayed with my mom, and I was content with it because she was alone and I was by myself. So it was just a good thing at that point. At about the age of 24, I think I was about 23, 24 years old, I knew I had seen my husband before. I had seen him many times because actually he was my pastor's son. And it was amazing because I remember one night going by, I think we were doing something with women. We had a women's group, and we went by my pastor's house that particular evening. And for some reason, he was showing me pictures, and the pictures were mainly of my husband. And I'm just like, okay, I'm looking at him. Okay, nice. Didn't know that he was single at the time. And got back to church. I think it was on Sunday, the following Sunday. And my sister-in-law, she was a little, a little matchmaker. So she kind of got she got involved, and she was going back and forth between the two of us. And finally we got together, and we were talking and calling each other and talking with each other and just different things like that. And within 3 months, which is completely amazing, 3 months after us dating and getting to know each other, we were getting married. So within 3 months we were married. And I have to say that I would have never thought that I would have gotten married. I never thought that I could actually find peace and find joy in another individual, especially a man. And when I tell you that he has been the provider, by any means necessary, he will provide for his family. Not only that, a year later, God blessed us with a son. And growing up, me and my sister, we were the girls, and my grandmother had nothing but girls. So it was a thing as far as there were really no men in our lives. I have one cousin, he's a boy, of course, but we had no real men in our lives. And I look at my life today, and I'm looking at my husband, I'm looking at my son, my sister has boys. So I just feel a sense of, God is my protector, but I feel a sense of protection. Like, I watch my son, and we are in stores and different things, and he's such a protector. If my husband's not there, he's got this instinct of protection for his mom. And I just give God praises for it. I just thank God for it, because I didn't even think that I would be able to have children, because of all the things, that I went through, all the abuse that I sustained, and just not only the physical but the mental and emotional abuse that I sustained throughout what I went through. I didn't think that I would be here today. And here I am, my early 40s, and I've got a 15-year-old son. Next month is his birthday, and God is just blessed. He's just really been good to me. He has really provided for me, and I'm just grateful. I'm so thankful. I didn't want to just leave you guys with just the story of my abuse, but I wanted to give a story of how I came out. And I didn't do it, God did it. But I came out, and he's done some miraculous things in my life. It's not over yet. There's some other things that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the next few days. I'm looking forward to the next few months, few years that are to come, because I know that there's greatness that's in store for me and my family. But I wanted to let, even if it's just one woman that sees this and hears this, and that can go back and listen to my story, and that can see me today, and for me to be able to say, I made it. I made it through the abuse. I made it through the heartache, the pain. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. It didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen. But even though I had a vision of how I wanted things to be in my life, or I thought that I wanted things to be in my life, thank God that He knows what's best for me. And He didn't allow the things that I wanted to come to fruition. I could have ended up with a child with a man that abused me. And to be honest and truthful today, he's gone. He was killed. And it could be a thing where I had a child in this situation. And I just thank God for it. I just really give Him praise for it. And He's number one in my life. It's because of God that I'm still here, that I'm still breathing, that I'm still alive. It's nothing good that I did, because I deserved the worst. I could have been buried long time ago. Should have been, could have been, would have been, if it had not been for the grace and the mercy of God. If it had not been for my mom laboring in prayer for me, I wouldn't even be here. end of the story, I just wanted to come back and to share this side of my life. You may be there today, but you don't have to stay there. That there is a brighter end. No matter how low in the valley that you may seem to be or think you are in right now, it's greater. It's so much greater. It's just so much. If you can just manage to pick yourself up, to dust yourself off, and to believe, to have faith. I have a sign in my home, and the sign says, when God sees my faith, I see his grace. It's nothing but the grace of God that keeps not only me, but he keeps my family every day. And I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I hope that something I've said that can help someone, that can change someone's view, their perspective of life. I pray that something I've said changes something in you. And that you don't try to do this thing on your own. Know that God is there. He's right there beside you. All you have to do is give it to him. All you have to do is release it to him. And some may say, how do I do that? Ask him to give you strength. Ask him to help you through whatever you're going through. He'll do it. All you have to do is ask him. Some may feel like that is some long drawn out, prayer or some long screaming match. You can say it in your heart. You can ask him to help you, and you can say it in your heart. You can just think it, because he knows it all anyway. He's just waiting on you. He's just waiting on you to ask for his help. So don't wait any longer. Don't wait any longer. Let him help you. Let him carry that burden for you. You stop trying to carry it because it's too heavy. It's too heavy for you to carry. So let him carry that burden. Let him do the work. You just sit back and let him do what he does best. God loves you, and so do I. Be blessed.